Well, here we are. After a whole winter of training indoors, staring at a screen and riding on roads that don't actually exist, I've decided to come out here and find some that actually do. I've never used the clip-in pedals except on the turbo. Last time I rode a bike in anger was in primary school, and I'm covered in enough new clobber to embarrass a store mannequin. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so let me give you a bit of context. I got into Zwift mainly to supplement my running through the bleak Scottish winter. And I've not just been pootling around, I've been doing structured training sessions, races, long rides, all sorts of stuff, all from the discomfort of the turbo trainer. However, I have some real world events planned for spring, and so the turbo trainer isn't going to cut it entirely. Alongside just general fitness, there's a few things that I need to work on. These spring events are going to have hundreds of other riders, so my bike handling skills really need to improve. Also just comfort for longer periods on the bike in the real world and understanding what gear I should and shouldn't be using. And most nerve-inducingly for me, getting used to the cleats and clipping in and out. That is by far and away the thing that I'm most nervous about. Okay, so I'm here now at the start of the route. I want to get some practice clipping in and out because that's the thing I'm the most nervous about by a long stretch. I've got visions of myself just toppling over slowly and not very gracefully. I'd rather do that here on this kind of path than on a main road where I get collected by an Eddie Stobart lorry. So we're going to do a few reps clipping in and out. My wee sister told me, my wee sister's a much more accomplished cyclist than I am, to loosen the clips here so that it's easier getting in and out. So I'm hoping that will help a wee bit, but I will get some practice just now. Okay, feeling a wee bit more confident with that now. I'm not sure quite how I'd get on if it was like an emergency stop where I wasn't planning to stop and I had to stop quickly. Yeah, maybe, hopefully I'll just, with a bit more practice, it will become more automatic. I know at some point I'm going to forget to do it and make an absolute tit of myself, but yeah, just take the rough with the smooth, I guess. But I'll keep practicing it as we carry on along today's route. Speaking of today's route, the route I've selected for this first ride is a fairly easy 30-kilometre loop, starting off on the Cyclepaths north of the River Clyde. We'll then cross over the mighty Erskine Bridge before circling back towards Glasgow on the south side of the river. That's where things will get a little bit perilous for me because there's some roads and junctions and things. So hopefully I'll have built my confidence up a bit with the cleats and clipping in and out and stuff before we get there. 30-kilometre rides on Zwift are pretty standard. I mean, I did one just yesterday and they're absolutely fine. So I am interested to see how this fitness transfers to the real world where I've literally never been on a bike ride before. Okay, well it wouldn't be a Patrick excursion if I didn't get lost at some point, and I have gotten lost. And that has led me to be on the road a bit sooner than I had anticipated, which is not ideal. I could go on the pavement of course, but it really annoys me when people go on the pavement, you know, when I'm walking, so I don't want to be a hypocrite. Oh god, a bath. Hopefully he's going right, otherwise we're in trouble. Oh, I nearly forgot to clip out because that bus distracted me a bit. Cars behind. I'm going to get up here a bit more and then I'm going to pull over. Oh god, clip in. There we go. Because I'm completely lost now. I have no idea where I'm meant to be going, and I've somehow managed to end up on the road. Okay, let's go in here. Oh yeah. Okay, well that was a little bit more exciting than I'd intended it to be. It's meant to be on Cyclepath for a lot longer than that. It all went fine. It's just a bit scary, but we're fine. Right, where the hell are we? How have I gone so wrong? Okay, bear with me while I work this out. I'm not sure where I've gone. Something's gone badly wrong. Okay, back on track now. This is a bit more peaceful than the main road that we accidentally found ourselves on. I'm terrible with directions, and I don't have a head unit of any sort, so I'm just relying on my memory, which was probably a bit short-sighted, but yeah, this is much more pleasant, so back to business as usual. Well, this is very nice now. We're going along the canal. Peaceful. No cars, no buses, no roundabouts. One thing which is a massive difference from Zwift is just like the amount of airflow. I'm in my kind of jersey and my shorts here, and I thought, you know, don't want to get too hot, because you're always too hot on the turbo basically, even if you're going quite steady. I definitely could have done with something else, because I'm only just moseying along in here, but getting quite chilly, so that's a bit of a learning curve. The thing which I think needs the most work by quite a long way is just bike handling. Now, the last time I was on two wheels, really, if you look right back through my channel, you know, I used to do quite a bit of stuff with motorbikes. On two wheels, I'm more used to a 1000cc superbike than a push bike. And even though the superbike is light for a motorbike, it's way heavier than this. And it feels so skittish compared to what I'm used to. It's really quite unnerving. It feels really unstable. I mean, I'm sure that's the way it's kind of been designed to be, but it's a weird feeling if you're not used to it. So yeah, the bike handling is something that's going to require a massive amount of improvement, because yeah, I don't feel very stable, don't feel like massively in control at the moment. I mean, part of that's because I'm cycling along with one hand holding up a camera, but even when I'm not doing that, it still feels a bit shaky, so room for improvement there. Woohoo! On the Erskine Bridge. I'm not gonna lie, I got lost again trying to find my way here, but luckily a nice lady pointed me in the right direction, having watched me stumbling about in my bloody cycling shoes like a moron. We got here in the end. Okay, so I'm down off the Erskine Bridge now. This is where things potentially get a little bit trepidatious for me, because I need to do a wee bit on the road. But I'm feeling okay with the cleats now. I've had a couple of near misses, I will say. More so when I'm actually stopped and I kind of lose my balance moving the bike. If your other foot's still clipped in, you can't unclip it. So yeah. But on the move, it's okay. Like, I'm still a wee bit nervous if I had to do an emergency stop or something, but let's see how we go. But yeah, this first wee bit's on path, and then there's a wee bit of road we have to do. And I'm sure enough to get lost on the road, so it'll probably turn into a longer bit of road, but we'll just see how we go. Okay. The road section now. Successful clip in, like an absolute pro. That's going to come back to bite me when I fall off in a second. Guy's very kindly waiting for me. I think he thought I was going a lot faster than I am. But I'm going so slow.
I have to say, so far, everyone's been passing me very considerately. It's not a mad busy bit of road. Let's have a quick check where we are. Oh yeah, we've gone the wrong way. Successful first unclipping. Yep, nailed that one. Actually forgot I needed to clip in, so. Okay, so we're now back off the scary road, which actually, to be fair, wasn't too bad. I mean, I think I got a bit lucky with the one I was on not being too busy, but people passed me fine. The cleats and the clipping in and out went fine. I think it's just a case of like remembering to do it. Like the actual doing of it isn't too hard, but remembering to do it, I can see how you would forget to do it. Weirdly, I feel more nervous going slowly because you're just aware that you can't put your foot down like as easily. So you kind of feel more confident when you're going along at speed. They're not as like intimidating as I thought they were. I was quite scared of them, to be honest with you. I was really worried I was going to fall off, and I just thought they were going to be more of a big deal than they are. Oh, bloody hell. Sorry, just didn't expect to see that. Sorry, there will now be a brief intermission in my narration to observe what's going on here. Century Beijing, blimey. That's pretty cool. That's a cool job. It's like obviously a guy, well, it's obviously folk driving those tugboats. That's pretty swag as a job. I'd quite like to do that. Possible career change. Anyway, we shall carry on. The comfort thing, I don't know if I've kind of got used to it. Maybe this is stating the obvious, but on smooth tarmac it's absolutely fine. The problem is Scotland's roads often look like a small civil war has taken place on them about 20 minutes before you arrive. So that maybe is just going to be something I have to get used to. Oh, bumps. See what I mean? In terms of the fitness transfer from Zwift, this has been easier than Zwift by like quite a margin. Now, I'm going to caveat that. On Zwift, I'm not normally stopping to get drone footage, chatting to camera. I'm normally following a workout plan which is a bit more intense than this kind of moseying along that I've been doing. But given that, you know, I'd done like literally zero road cycling, and then I've been training on Zwift over the winter, and now I've come out and just be able to do this like no bother. Fair play. Not fair play to me, fair play to Zwift as a training platform is what I'm meaning. A large part of that is because you can freewheel, which, well, you can do that on Zwift, but you just don't. You're just pedaling all the time. I've probably spent at least half my time freewheeling, and obviously if you're going downhill, you're just totally freewheeling. Or on Zwift, you just never freewheel. Also, I've not gotten massively too hot, which is always something that happens on Zwift. Always roasting. I mean, God help you if you're doing a race or something, you will be sweating. So the amount of airflow over me, because I'm out in the real world, IRL, like I'm not getting too hot, which I think helps a lot with the fatigue. All that's left now really is to just bring it on home.
My tips, if you're in a similar situation to me and you've been riding on the turbo through the winter and you want to take it to the streets, is my sister's tip about loosening off the pedal so you can clip in and out easier was really, really good. And I think that did help my confidence a bit. Also, it just made the whole process easier. So that's definitely worthwhile. Another tip, honestly, if you're cycling in Scotland or the UK, you're probably going to be colder than you expect. That was a big surprise to me. I'd expected that if anything I'd be too warm. Yeah, quite a big difference having that airflow. Third tip, I think that the route I selected was perfect. It was mostly cyclepaths, so I could kind of build my confidence. It was mostly flat, so you know, just the actual difficulty of the ride was pretty low, and it was easy to stop and get practice clipping in and out and things like that. Before I round things up, if you've enjoyed the video, please do remember to subscribe down below, leave a comment, things like that. We're a small channel, just getting started, so all that engagement really helps. I'm not sure whether going out with others would have been better or worse. I kind of think possibly worse, because I was a wee bit self-conscious in all the gear and stuff, and I wanted to stop and practice clipping in and out, which would be pretty boring for somebody who's used to all that kind of stuff. So I think the fact I could go at my own pace on my own was probably a good thing. One thing to note, and something that I hadn't really anticipated, is that walking around in the cleats when you're not on the bike is a bloody nightmare. They're so skiddy on the pavements, on basically anything. They're very slippy. I do have sort of wee covers that go over them, which I guess would give you more grip, but it seemed a bit ridiculous to put them on just when I'm crossing over a bit of pavement or something. But the amount of times that I nearly stacked it off the bike because just the cleats were so slippy was way more times than I nearly stacked it on the bike because I got stuck to the pedals. Didn't really expect walking to be the difficult thing, but every day's a school day. If you have any top tips that you think people should know before they go outside for the first time that I've missed, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.